at this point, I think that Chiefs plays one specific type of way, or wants to play one specific type of way, and that's not what's going to dictate whether Chiefs wins or loses games. It's just going to be, some teams you just match up better. Some teams you come out and you play against them, and that tactic just so happens to work against that team. The roller coaster season is continuing. Kaizer Chiefs losing 1-0 to Golden Arrows. Look, what can you say about this thing that we haven't said before? And this is where my thoughts about playing the same and doing the same thing and just hoping for a favorable matchup is what we're doing. We still go out and commit 4 or 5 players to the attack, which is great at times because you overwhelm the other team. But the problem is that we don't have there's no decision making that is done in that box, or proper decision making. We're all waiting for the ball to drop at some point. We watched Motaung come in today, and I give him credit. He was running. He ran. He was coming out and, finding the byline a lot. But I don't think he was looking up to see where exactly he was putting that ball. We saw Bumfundo coming into this game and not looking like themselves. We saw Ushabalala again having all of the effort. You cannot fault the Chiefs players. They sweat. But there's nobody there who can control what happens in the final third. And we know that in the league, we struggle with decision making in the final third. We know that. Cool. What are you doing to set up these players to be successful? Is the question that I'm asking to Coach Nabi. What do they do on a day-to-day basis to make sure that they've got a plan? Because it again felt like there were 2 sides to Chiefs. There was the attacking side where 5 players were going. It was Potsa, it was Vilagazi, it was Shabalala, it was Duba. Mart was pushing up at times. If not Cross on the other side, Mart was pushing up. So you have 5 players in attack. And those 5 players, it means that if they don't score, you're open to a counter-attack that will catch you off. Now, I want to give credit to Cross. I think Cross had an incredible game. I think Cross played very well, especially after what happened last game. And I don't blame him for what happened last game, but it seems like a lot of people were making a noise about it. But I think today, they were a little bit more solid. But you can tell that there's no communication that happens in that team in defense. Arrows had a plan. If you look at what Arrows was trying to do in this game, they were trying very hard to go wide, catch the spaces behind Cross, which I think now every team in the league will know that the left back doesn't have cover, or even the right back at times doesn't have cover. I think Blom and Mtetwa are coming to an understanding together, but I'm not quite sure who's meant to play up front. But anyway, Arrows was coming in, they were going wide, and they were trying to find that space in front of the defense or run in behind. There was a place where a ball was played just beyond the defense. So now it's basically about teams going pound for pound. It's not about the tactics anymore. It's not about the setup of the team. It's not about any of that stuff. It's just about pound for pound to see who's going to win. And that means that as we go through this season, we're going to still have problems. We are still conceding. Kaizer Chiefs is still conceding. Still the only team in the league we were the only team that didn't have a clean sheet a couple of games ago. Now we remain with the 1 clean sheet. And yes, I know the goal was not a straightforward goal. It's not like we were outplayed for that goal. It was a set piece. The ball bobbled around. Things happened and the goal was scored. But you have to worry about what we bring to the table when we're playing these games. Then we talk about substitutions. Guys, I'm sorry, but Umkosi Mpilengobo cannot be the great hope, the guy that we've said is going to be this and that and all of the beautiful things, when we have not seen it for seasons now. I don't think we can call upon him, let alone call upon him when he's unfit. Look at how free Zwane was when he was playing in the game with Jose. When Jose was coaching him, when he had him for a couple of days, when they were playing with other DDC, look at how free those players were. Yet we don't see the need to bring him on. Umfundo, incredible player for me. He's an incredible player. He's a Chiefs player. There was a moment where Ushabalala missed, or Ushabalala went through one-on-one but overtrapped it or something like that, and he was the one to run to Ushabalala and pick him up and say, keep your head up, boy, let's go. Incredible, incredible, incredible. But in terms of the game, we didn't get too much from him. Sorry to interrupt the video that I'm sure you're enjoying, but I just wanted to say thank you for all of the support that you guys have shown me and my Overthinking Football platform. I'm a one-man band that's doing all of this, and I really do enjoy the comments about how, you know, Supersport needs to come fetch me and SABC and all of that stuff. And I think it speaks to the quality of the content, but also the amount of effort that I put in. So I just wanted to say thank you. But the truth is that Abu Supersport and all of those guys, yes, we're competing with them, but it's a completely different place. The sponsors are looking for former players, and to be honest with you, running some of these things is getting so difficult, and things have changed at home. So financially, it's a whole different world. So I wanted to try something new and come to the overthinkers, the people who watch the content, and say it would be incredible if you guys could contribute monthly towards the platform, towards keeping my lights on, but also making sure that all of the crazy things that I want to do, that I want to take Supersport on with, I can actually do. And just for 20 Rand every month, I think that would be an incredible contribution if you can make it. It may sound like a little, but if we can get a lot of people behind it, then we'll be able to carry on doing what I do. I'll be able to carry on giving you the content and also expanding it, because we don't have shows like this, and us content creators need help from our audiences. So I just came here to ask you if you can. Here is the account number that you guys can use in order to contribute. And I think, yeah, I'd be very grateful if you would. But anyway, let's get back to the video. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Guys, is it too much to ask for a plan? Is it too much to ask for your coach to come into a game and you guys sit down and you go, this is how we're going to play this team because they like to do 1, 2, and 3. And guys, I'm not going to trust you to think on your own and to make decisions on your own and to close off games by yourselves. I'm going to tell you exactly where to go. I'm going to show you what we worked on. Like I said, Musa Bilankulu has only been in the job, what, for a couple of weeks since Umabuti Kenyeza left. Him and Kagiso Dikhashwe. Mushin Etrigal has only been in the job for a couple of days, if not a week himself, week or 2 weeks himself. And he was able to beat Chiefs and Pirates. We need to stop thinking about Chiefs as this big team, this huge team that needs to do certain things. All you need to do right now is to win and to earn the beauty. That is all you can do. That is all we want. Because the more you lose, the more you take fans up and down, the more questions are going to be asked. I said before, Nabi does not have the type of time that he thinks that he has. If I'll say it again. If it's all about player quality, none of you would want golden arrows. None of you run any of those players. None of you would want Cape Town City players. None of you would want Ipulukwani City as constructed right now, or even Iskukune to a degree. But what's the difference? They're coming up with plans. They understand where they are. They know that there's no savior that's coming to save Kaizer Chiefs. There's no special player that's going to walk in. Everybody's pointing every single way. Guys, Chiefs has the 3rd most goals in the league right now. 3rd most. But we've got the 2nd worst defensive record. That's what's killing us. If you can close the door sometimes and take the draw, fine, it's a 0-0. You'd be far better off. But who coach himself came out during the week and said, no, guys, a big team must play beautiful football. He could mid-block and get results. But we need to play an attractive brand of football as a big brand. You're not a big brand. We haven't been a big brand for years. It was the 10th season that we're going into as a trophyless team. 10th season. At some point, somebody has to be realistic. And realistic means you cannot sign any more players. You cannot wish that a new player is going to come in every single time and do something. Because that's what we've been doing for years now. Where has that got any Chiefs? And even when you brought them in, were they not the best of the best? Was Msimbango not one of the best defenders? Was Cross not one of the best left backs in the league, even though he played for Golden Arrows? Totley, Miguel, Ntwari, Blom. On top of all of the different signings we've been making over the years, now you look at that bench and do you know who you see? You see Modi, who can't change the game. I have to call on him. You see Ngobo, who can't change the game. I have to call on them. You see, because we've just been parishing all of these players on top of each other. How about to Patrice Motsepe today? No, guys. Just make a plan. See this season as a season that sets you up for next time. Think about the signings you'll make in the proper window when the season ends. But for now, just make a plan. It can't be up and down. And we're watching. There was a point where Golden Arrows was playing some great football. Our Cape Town City, they had their tails up at some point. We need to do... Guys, these things don't just fall in your lap, you work for them. And I need Kaizer Chiefs to work now. Can you close at the back? Can you make sure that we're not conceding stupid goals? Can you make sure that we're not overextending our left and right backs? Can you make sure that there's cover? Let's start there. Can you make sure that maybe you don't commit 4 or 5 players, commit 3. And let Abozwani play in those positions. Even Ngobo, let him play in those positions, but in a 3. Can we find out what Mart's job is on the pitch? And just circle it. When the players are building momentum, don't take them out. If they can't find momentum, take basic things, guys. But anyway, another loss. Golden Arrows beats Kaizer Chiefs 1-0. I'll see you guys on the next one.